I'm Josh. This is my wife, Rachel. We had been married for about 4 years when we had our first child, little girl, Parker.
At her 4-month appointment with her regular pediatrician, he saw some things in her skull that may not be normal, and he was going to send us to a specialist. When we got to the specialist, he diagnosed her with a premature fusion of the plates in the top of her skull, and that the only way to fix that would be to remove a large portion of her skull up top. And so we started looking for different options and found a much less invasive form in St. Louis. That really shook us, just because she was perfectly healthy and, you know, we didn't think anything was wrong. And then to find out this news 4 months in was earth-shattering to us.
You know, one of the questions that we asked is, well, you know, what are the chances that you're just seeing something, you know, and he straight up looked at us and he said, I'm not
0.
wrong.
Yeah.
It was a bit overwhelming and it was very stressful. And I don't think there have been many times in our marriage to where we've kind of just looked at each other and been like, we don't know what to do.
One night I was reading on my Bible app in Matthew, and Jesus was healing this person and this person and this person, and I know he can heal today. And I thought, why not? You know, why not pray for it? And then if we go to surgery, then we'll worry about praying for surgery then.
It was great to have, you know, the expectation and the excitement around healing, but I think at the same time, you know, we also had this peace between us that, you know, if it wasn't healing, I think we still had just an overwhelming peace through our faith and having a God that we could rely on to take care of the situation regardless of where it took us.
When we got to St. Louis, we had one more CT to do right before the surgery, and that was pretty much the last chance that we would have to stop the surgery. So
we were sitting there, you know, praying a lot, just trying to, you know, be there with Parker, you know, trying to make the best out of the situation. Obviously pretty upset still, and we're sitting there and the doctor walks in and he just said, she's fine. And we said, what do you mean she's fine? And he said, we've looked at the CT, there are no fusions. She's perfectly fine. And so we both kind of lost our minds.
I started laughing.
It was, yeah.
He started crying.
And it was basically like, well, what do we do now? And he was like, you take her home and you love her because she's a perfectly normal, healthy child.
We couldn't even comprehend in the moment, like, do we have follow-ups? He's like, there's no follow-up. There's nothing wrong with her. She's completely fine. And even now, you know, over a year later, we still have people saying, well, how's Parker? She is fine. I mean, like, she is healed. It wasn't like he fixed this problem or this problem. He erased it. I mean, it is just gone. I'm
a very practical person, you know, and I think I've been guilty in the past just through, you know, a callousness of probably my heart towards miracles and seeing the really miraculous happen on earth. I think I've probably been guilty of robbing God a little bit of his glory by explaining away miracles to whether it's medicine or some other earthly reason. And, you know, throughout this process, you know, he put so many little things in motion and he took care of so many little details, and there were so many events that happened, really left no other explanation than just a miracle of God.
Even though it felt like a hurricane to us, everything just fell right in place.
I think helping people to kind of see that and encouraging them to expect, you know, our God to deliver a miracle. And that miracle may not be healing in their situation. It may be the strength to get through a situation. It may be just a successful surgery. I think it's all miraculous in its own way. You know, ultimately in this situation, we were able to see a physical miracle with the healing of our daughter. But I think the greater thing that's come of the situation is really our renewed faith in a really big God, a power of expectation that God is able to handle the big, the small, you know, everything that comes to you in life. You know, he wants to handle for you, and he wants to be there for you. And I think that renewed faith has been really important for us. And as we go and as we continue to grow as a family, as we expect our second child, you know, we just have full confidence in our God that, you know, he'll be with us every step of the way.